Hi there and welcome to the pre-match edition of the Jersnet podcast. We're speaking here on the Thursday night, I'm just
Yes.
going to fix that a wee bit. There we go.
Alfredo night as we're now calling it.
Alfredo night,
Yep.
Thursday night, probably the biggest night in Rangers history in the last 10, 15 years.
Well over a decade
Yeah,
anyway, mate. Well
yeah.
over a decade.
So unless you're living on a planet somewhere else, Rangers are playing Borussia Dortmund tonight. Huge night at Ibrox. Big chance to go into the last 16 for the third year in a row.
Yes,
Am I right there?
aye.
Right.
Unbelievably.
I'll keep on fact checking with you.
Bad idea.
And after a tremendous result last week in Dortmund, obviously we're 4-2 up, but I think it's fair to say that the tie's not up.
No, and I think it's quite a unique situation. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're going to savour it, and I think we all should savour this moment, you know.
We should.
But I think maybe the first time in my life, Rangers 2-0 up from my first leg, something we've already experienced before. But 2-0 up to our first leg away from home, coming to Ibrox, still with a feeling that we could not quite easily, but there's still a very good chance we could go out. And it's an unusual situation to be in, Colin, but I think it just speaks to how great a tie this is. You know, it's no matter what happens tonight, us being 2-0 up just means we've really, we really did the business in the first leg.
Yeah, I mean, I should point out that we're trying to do tonight's sort of preview show from Bavarian Bear House to give it a German feel, but too much background noise and all that kind of thing.
So we thought we'd go Italian with a bit of Moretti because that's Italy beat Germany in the 2006 semi-final at the Westfalen. No, that we're bitter on him.
So I mean, a huge night, in terms of gut feeling. How are you feeling? Are you going into it nervous? I mean, one thing for me that changes the dynamic of the whole tie is the fact that there's no away goals involved. You know, if the away goals rule is still there, I think we'd be looking at something quite different.
I think we might as well get the kind of fatalistic, pessimistic, black superstition stuff out the way first, mate. And you're thinking it'd be just like the thing. We've scored 4 goals away from home in Europe.
Yeah.
And we're going to go out by getting beaten on in a Bundesliga club's ground, you know what I mean? And we could go out the night by losing 2-0 or 3-1, but I feel as if the main thing is we've made it a really exciting night at Ibrox. That's the thing we always wanted. But we thought it was going to be exciting at Ibrox because Rangers would be maybe keeping it close, only losing by a goal, maybe even 2 goals away from home. But we've actually, it's a strange situation. We've won by 2 goals. But just because Erling Haaland isn't playing for Dortmund, I don't think any of us are kidding ourselves that the team that beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 6-0 on Sunday doesn't represent a massive threat tonight. But we also know for the way Rangers played away from home that we're a massive threat. So the only thing, it's a really weird feeling. All I can think about is how potentially exciting this game tonight's going to be. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge night, and what you said there is interesting because if we'd got a draw over there, or if we'd been beat 2-1 or 3-2 or whatever, we'd all be buzzing tonight. We'd absolutely be buzzing, but we're actually going into this quite, oh my god. We've gone over there and got one of the best results in history, and we're still all a bit nervous, and I think we need to remember where we are, and we have an excellent chance. I mean, all I wanted when we came out of the heart with Dortmund was we were still in the tie, come the Ibrox.
It's a healthy kind of caution, you know what I mean? And I think by the way it's going to come out our systems when the teams come down that tunnel. I think everybody's going to let out any kind of residual tension. And I think a part of the tension is just because we're so unused to this kind of situation. You know what I mean? It's like you're starting the tie 2 goals up. But you're up against a team who could, if they're on their game, they could quite easily score 3 goals in the first half hour. I don't think that's how it's going to go, but there's no way of saying it won't. But I think it's just going to be an amazingly dramatic and exciting night. And the fact that we're just thinking to ourselves, a draw puts us through, even a 1-goal defeat puts us through. And a wee part of me, and I'm sorry if this is a wooden table and I'm touching it hard, is thinking because we're feeling that way, it wouldn't surprise me if Rangers went and won tonight as well.
I think as well. I think what hammered home the sort of feeling that they're such a big club is that they've got their own fucking plane. Did you see the plane? Parked up at Glasgow Airport.
You still get beat 4-2 in the first leg. Don't start all that. You know what I mean? It's too late to start showing off. You can't make up for the result on the park.
That
was flash.
Yeah, it was flash. And I'm loving that it's a bit flash. I'm loving that these teams are coming back to Ibrox, and I'm loving the fact that we've got a chance to go through. It's a huge night. I'm really looking forward to it. Probably the biggest night since we've been back in Europe. Certainly, like from a personal point of view, I mean, so hyper for my boy seeing this tonight because he's missed out and all that previously, and a huge night for him, and loads of Rangers supporters their similar age who missed all that when we were going through the journey coming back up. So a massive night. But I mean, on to the game itself, we never got a good result on Sunday. It wasn't a bad result, but disappointing. We've dropped a couple of points. How do you think that leaves us in terms of the team? Obviously Aaron Ramsey's not fit and available. I thought Scott Arfield looked a bit jaded on Sunday. I've seen loads of people going with a midfield three of Jack, Kamara and Lundstrom, and that, to me, to have sort of three that you would consider holding midfielders is asking for trouble. I think
that's the Rangers. That's the supports mentality. I think getting into this game, and we have to point out that at this point, obviously, we don't know the team. If you're seeing this and you do know the team, don't mock us, because I think Gio, as I've always said, likes to throw a wee curveball in there.
Yeah.
And I think on Sunday his curveball was playing much the same team as it did, and I strangely feel I almost wish we'd been rubbish on Sunday. As if we were saving ourselves for tonight. Now that we're at this point, where we know we'll drop points at this, I feel as if the amount of effort we put into that game on Sunday, I was actually proud of the way Rangers played. We just couldn't quite finish.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with three. I'm worried that that's going to drain us for tonight, because I would probably have just went with the same starting, maybe not 11. Maybe shove in Balogun instead of basically Barisic, put Barisic into left back as we had in Dortmund. But all those guys have been played on Sunday, and I think given what they put into the game last Thursday in Dortmund, I wasn't surprised that like Scotty Arfield was a bit older and had a really energetic game. Kind of looked a bit lacking sharpness in front of goal, and also had to come off a bit early. Yeah. But I think I would still go with that team, except maybe Balogun in for what else now for Hollander, and just try and go at them again early doors, get a kind of real foot in the game, a solid foot in the game. And if Dortmund come back and maybe are leading at some point, towards half time or whatever, then we could maybe look at getting Sakala on, and maybe I think trying to go at them, I think is the best way to play this Dortmund team.
Yeah, well, Sakala's an interesting one. That's where I was going to go next with this, because me and my mate were on the WhatsApp talking about he went with the three midfielders I spoke about. Your Lundstrom, Jack, and Kamara, and I was like, three holding midfielders. I'm not so sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure Arfield will start tonight, but then I was like, well, will he maybe bring Aribo back into the midfield three and go with Sakala on the right?
Could do.
Is that something you think? Well, and Sakala gives us that, because given the fact that we're defending a lead, that's your counter-attacking option there, isn't it? You've got Kent on one side and Sakala on the other, loads of pace to burn, and Morelos in the middle.
Marco Reus scored, I think, 2 goals on Sunday and set up the other 3, or set up another 3. They won 6-0, he was involved in 5 of the goals against Borussia Dortmund. So this is a team who don't sit back, they come at you.
Yeah.
But I think Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has watched what the game where they lost 5 goals to Bayer Leverkusen. I think they lost 5-2 in the Bundesliga.
Right.
And they just went for them. Leverkusen just went for them, and basically, to coin an old phrase that I used to shout at juniors defenders, he'll get to you. They have got defenders.
The weak link.
Exactly. But it's the whole back four. They will give the ball to you.
Yeah.
If you pressurise them at the back. So I think, just bearing in mind we're protecting a 2-goal lead, we should go with the same team as we had last week. So we've got enough attacking, but there's also enough. You've got Lundstrom and Jack sitting.
Yeah. Well, I think if it get to the point where it's looking like Dortmund are coming, because we can't let them go into too fast. If you let this team attack you, we can't let them go into too much. I think we should maybe be looking at Sakala and just go because he's done really well. I think Fashion Sakala. He's not
getting better.
Yeah, he's not at the door.
And I think he epitomises what we're really looking for against this Dortmund team. Is I think attack is the best form of defence.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you're saying that thing about they'll give it to you, and that's what happened last week. I did notice. Rangers were I thought they switched last week between a sort of 4-2-3-1 and a 4-1-4-1. I found when Dortmund were trying to play out for the back, either Lundstrom or Jack pushed up, and so it was Morelos, then a bank of 4, and then Lundstrom, and so out of possession. It's almost like what you're saying, Stu. Gio's noticed that if you press this team, they give you, and then you're in. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at it as a 4-2-3-1, as a 4-1-4-1. I think it'll be similar tonight. I think they'll interchange it as and when required. One of the holders will push forward.
I mean, we're only on our second pint, but if I start saying the word transition...
One was a stein, to be fair, so...
If I start saying the word transition, just throw me out the pub, that's it. I've had too much. But I know exactly what you're talking about. We've got to be able to change to get back to defending, you know, when we have to, because this team... I feel as if you look at the 2 goals they scored last week, I mean, they're both outside the box.
Yeah.
You know? And it's great if you're reducing them to that, although they did have a couple of chances that they missed kind of point blank, you know, which...
So they had the header earlier on.
Exactly, you know, which Haaland would have, you know, would probably have chewed up. But he's not playing tonight, but we've also got to think they're going to be generally sharper in front of goal to get a chance. So I think we're looking at going out there, mildly attacking, if you like, is the best form of defence to start with, and only maybe if they take the upper hand, if they score against us, you know, and we're getting into kind of second half or whatever, then I think we should actually start going for them, you know, because the thing I want to find out, you know, maybe I don't want to find out, is how much do this Dortmund team actually want to be in the Europa League. You know, they're going to qualify for the Champions League anyway through the Bundesliga. You know, they want to chase down Bayern Munich. They're only 6 points behind them. I think they did their wee apology to their fans on Sunday when they come back with a 6-0 defeat, and how great was it listening to the Bundesliga highlights on BT Sport, and they kept mentioning the humiliation against Rangers. Unbelievable. Yeah. But I think if we can take the lead tonight and get the place absolutely bouncing, I don't think front of the brain the Dortmund players are thinking we don't want to do this, but I think they might just be thinking we've got Augsburg relegation fodder on Sunday, we'll just concentrate on that, that'd be easier. You know, test them out early doors and find out what's going on.
I mean, on Dortmund as well, I think we should give them a wee bit of praise in terms of how they've conducted themselves. I mean, their social media today has been superb. I mean, they're loving the city. They've been very complimentary about Rangers in the stadium. Did you see the guy coming out the tunnel last night going, "What a gaff"? I can't mind who it was, but he just comes out, he's got his wee snood on, running out to train on Ibrox last night. He's like, what a gaff this is, you know what I mean?
Somebody should have said to him, Willie Waddle, when he was wanting to rebuild Ibrox, we went to the Westfall, you know, and so we've got the same kind of shape to start with, and I hope he pushed towards 80,000 as well.
Quickly on Haaland, I mean, I know it's beneficial for Rangers in terms of their chances of getting through. I have to be honest, I'm slightly disappointed. I'd have liked to see them play tonight. I want to beat these teams with their best players. Yeah. And that's maybe over ambitious, I get that. That's just how I am.
And also a wee word for Giovanni Reina. I thought it was an absolute sin. It was a pure shame what happened to him on Sunday, getting injured again, you know, after being out for so long, you know, and I don't think anybody like to see that, but that's what's a bonus for us, because he's a quality player that he's not playing. But the thing for me, Colin, is they have got so much in the locker up, Dortmund. The players they've got, I think the Haaland thing is almost a distraction, you know, and I think we need to. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see the guy play. You know, I'd love to see the guy play.
I know my son's got it. He's
going to be one of the all-time greats. But we'll maybe get another chance to see him when we're playing Real Madrid in the next season Champions League final.
Sorry, that's the right action back here.
That's for the Dortmund fans. Let me just say that.
Right, quickly, you know, looking at the time here, time to sort of sum up. How are you feeling? I mean, it's going to be a great night, but how are you feeling?
You know, to be honest, Colin, I can't actually think about the result. I can't think about us going through. I mean, I hope we are. I just feel so delighted to be in this situation, playing this scale of game. And by the way, everybody, enjoy the fact tonight we're playing Borussia Dortmund for the 10th time, the 10th match, and this is officially the club that we've played most often in Europe. Like a wee tiebreaker with Bayern Munich, and I think it's a marvellous occasion, and I think we're going to pump them.
Hopefully. I mean, Alan Hutton said earlier on, I noticed he's saying in the media today that if Rangers go through, it's the best result in the European history. I would slightly disagree with that. I think Bayern Munich in 72s take some beating, but it's going to be a great night. So if you're on your way to Glasgow tonight, sorry, you got one more thing. Sorry,
this is how excited I am. Kind of shut up, but I think that you've touched on a great thing there. I think the fact it's the 50th anniversary of the Barcelona Bears. For us to be, I know I said this before in the pod, but it's the German Cup holders, you know, and Bayern the German Cup holders. Then I think it's absolutely momentous, and I think a lot of us will be having a wee thought about the Barcelona 72 team tonight as well, because this Rangers, after everything we've been through, are finally living up to their name.
So if you're coming to the game tonight, wrap up. It's cold in Glasgow tonight. I've got to say, we're in a beer garden here and it's a bit chilly. But get behind the team, absolutely get behind the team. We've got a big chance of going through. No bad, what are you saying? No, I want you to fuck off.
Cheers.
And then it all makes sense, just like that.
Oh, it makes sense. God bless, boys. Right,
Cheers.
All the best. All the
Aye,
best.
aye.
All the best.
Right, and on that note, enjoy the night. Get yourself the Ibrox tonight.
Like you're going to.
Get behind them. That I can't stress that enough. Get behind them. A huge night. They need our support, and hopefully, I think the draw is a couple of nights. Is it 25th?
Aye.
Hopefully we'll win that draw for the last 16. Get a decent draw there, and you never know. We're in the last day, and it's party time. So enjoy the game tonight, lads, and I'll see you after the game. Are we doing something after the game?
I don't see why not.
Aye, especially if we win. Right, enjoy the night. Bye.